This week, Apple hosted its annual WWDC and announced a ton of new features coming to all your favorite Apple devices. Let's get into it. First, Apple unveiled a brand new design language called Liquid Glass, and I have to give a big shout out to Apple's branding team. I think they nailed it. The new icons and overall vibe of the new design really do look like glass. The icons and control center have a transparent look that almost refracts the light and colors of the content you're looking at. Everything has this fluid, translucent vibe, and I think it looks really sharp. Some people weren't crazy about it, but I think it looks stunning. It's also coming to all Apple devices, including Apple TV. No devices received bigger updates than the iPad. For a long time, I've wished that I could use my iPad as my primary computer. It was my gateway drug device that got me back into Apple products because I just love the hardware, and the fact that Apple is able to cram in so much raw horsepower into a device so thin is really unreal. The problem for the most part is that everything takes just a little bit more time and effort than it would if I had just done it on my Mac. There was just enough extra friction that if I really needed to do something important or do something for work, I would just end up using my Mac instead. In the upcoming iPadOS 26, Apple has finally made the iPad much more like Mac. There's an updated file system that is much more similar to a regular computer. They've officially added resizable windows with close, minimize, and maximize buttons, very much like they look like on Mac. There's a menu bar that hides at the top of the screen that includes all your app options like File, Home, etc., like a Mac. Are you sensing a theme here? They even added a pointer, well, like a pointier pointer.
Wow, more windows? A pointier pointer?
Instead of the little circle dot that iPad used before. You can even do tasks in the background, like rendering a video while you're working on other things. It's kind of crazy that iPad couldn't do tasks in the background before, but it's nice to see here. It looks like this is finally the update that us crazy iPad people have been waiting for that could potentially make the iPad a true laptop replacement. Okay, let's talk iPhone. iPhone OS 26 updates are not as crazy and drastic as the iPad updates, but there's some really good stuff in here. First, let's talk Apple Intelligence. There are a lot of Apple Intelligence features that are coming soon, but a lot of my Android friends will probably roll your eyes because you guys have had a lot of this stuff before, but it's finally coming to iPhone. One of those features is visual intelligence. Practically, this means that soon you'll be able to snap a screenshot of your screen and ask Siri or Apple Intelligence about something in the screenshot. This means you could be seeing something on social media that you want to buy and then have Apple Intelligence search the web to help you find that item. You could also take a photo of a concert poster and have AI add the information to your calendar. Google Pixel phones have had this functionality for a while, but I'm happy to finally see it coming to iPhone. Speaking of things already on Google Pixel phones, iPhones are finally getting proper call screening. I've gotten so many more spam calls since I moved back to iPhone, so I'm so happy to see this. We're also getting call holding, so your iPhone can hold your place in line while on hold and notify you once a person is on the line. A couple of other cool features. iPhone is also getting live translation, which means it will automatically translate text messages for you, add live captions to FaceTime calls if the other person is speaking a different language, and even translate phone calls for you. If you're speaking in another language, your phone will automatically translate and speak to the other person on the other end in their language. Awesome. Okay, so those are some of the biggest announcements, but let's go through some quick fire updates too. But before I get into those, please take a moment, like and subscribe, really helps the channel. Okay, let's get into it. The Apple Vision Pro is getting real-life widgets you can place around your house and they'll stay in place for where you set them, even if you take off the headset. Personas are getting more realistic for video calls on the Vision Pro. You can now have shared experiences with other Vision Pro users. On Mac, you can now track live activities like an Uber Eats delivery straight from your Mac. Spotlight on Mac got a lot more useful. You can now quickly send messages, set reminders, and a lot more without ever taking your hands off the keyboard. Finally, CarPlay is also getting widgets and live activities. What do you think of all these announcements? Was there something specific that excited you the most? And Android people, if you've already been using some of these features on your Android phone, let me know in the comments below. Drop an Apple emoji if you got this far in the video, and thank you so much for watching.